My name is Megan Bolter with the ITF-USA Women's Committee, and I have here with me Pui Ting Wong. She's a third Dan from Canada. And welcome. Thank you so much for meeting me today.
Thank you so much for your invitation. It's an honor to be here today. And also, I'm very happy to support the USA ITF Women Committee.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Tell me your story. What got you to start Taekwondo?
Oh, that's a kind of good question, I would say. Well, beforehand, I would say that I'm from a Chinese Asian family. So usually we are more restrict on our choices in our life, let's say. Because when I was first young, I wanted to do martial arts. My mom will say, no, you have to do ballet. So I don't want to do ballet. Okay, that's fine. Then I will say, I want to do soccer. It's like, no, that's a boys' sport. I was like, no, okay. Then can I do badminton? That's a Chinese Asian sport. It's very that kind of relationship that I had. So I didn't start Taekwondo till I would say around my 23rd years, which is got the main reason got me to start Taekwondo because like I was working abroad in France, in the south of the France, and then suddenly I was like kind of attacked by someone on the street, and he just literally just come to me and hug me, like bear hug me, and didn't let me go. I was like, mind struck at that moment. I was like, what should I do? I'm just like frozen on the spot like a deer in the spotlight. And then he let me go eventually. But then that's the reason when I came back from to Canada, that was I need to do something to help myself, just to how to defend myself. And then at the end, I chose Taekwondo. Before I was like debating in karate or Taekwondo, but since for all Hong Kongers, I'm from Hong Kong actually, we have a lot of influence from the Japanese culture, from the cartoons, animes, and their food also. And then I would say, I'll also try something else to get away from the Japanese style. Just like I'll try something else beside karate and kung fu. I would say, there's Taekwondo. Why not? And then I started from that, and then since then I stayed with Taekwondo till now.
Well, that's scary and definitely a great motivation, isn't it, to begin for sure. So what is your like main motivation for continuing this as kind of part of your lifestyle?
Mostly also because it's keep me fit, physically active. Because like before I start Taekwondo or anything like that, I was like kind of a potato couch, the classic potato couch. Yes, we since my parents didn't encourage us very a lot in active lifestyle, they would be like, if you're too tired, that's fine, go rest. Like, oh, you will get hurt, don't do this, don't do that. Oh, your brother can do this, that's fine. But you are a girl, you stay at home, don't do anything. I was like, okay, that's not fun. Then eventually I'm so out of shape for during my childhood till my high school years, and even till college I can still be active a little bit, but I will get very out of breath very easily. So till I get to Taekwondo, I was like, oh, I need to do something active. Okay, that's fine. And then eventually when we pass through tests for or belts or whatever, we have to get physical tests, and what we do in classes are still very demanding. So actually that I can see each day, each classes that I'm getting better, and I was like, oh, this is getting easier time. Then that's more thrilling. It's like that encouraged me to continue to pursue what I can do better and what I can do every day to pass my limit that I thought that was possible beforehand. Right now, I still have a lot of goals I want to achieve, and I have to test that one day.
Yeah, and now like look at you, right? You so at the tournament where I met you
Yes.
was the Chunji challenge, right? And
Yes.
I think there were over 50 black belts that were competing for that, and you
I think it
you
was
won
like
that. That's amazing. You were
I didn't count the number
beautiful.
of too much people.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed watching you. You are beautiful in your movement. Yeah, you do a
Thank
great
you.
job. Your forms are just beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
What factors are important would you say, in being a woman leader in Taekwondo?
I'll say the main factor is like to have confidence, because as a woman we are always being I don't know what's the best word to use it, like being down put by men. I think that's the way to put it. Not every time, but mostly we will get being we're in a disadvantage when we're standing next to a man in every situation. It's like you are a woman, you're a girl, you're less stronger physically compared to men, which is, I hate to say it, which is not true, because like we women, we can stand at the same ground as men. Like, because usually, since I'm very interested in those kind of physical activity like CrossFit or whatever sports, which is very physical demanding, I can see women who is like going on this as equal grounds with men. I was like, oh my god, this is so mesmerizing for me. It's like a thriller. Is like, oh, we can achieve things that we even some men cannot do, but we are capable of doing a lot of things. Just mostly we need confidence in ourselves to believe that we can do it. It's like we have to stand firm where we believe that we have the same spot at how everybody does.
Absolutely. I think you definitely showed that too in the Chunji challenge, right? You went, it was mostly men out there, right? So
Well,
yeah,
martial arts world is mostly covered by men, sadly speaking, but
yeah,
we're making our way slowly, bit by bit.
yeah. I think this probably is something that is important to you. How do you encourage other women to start or continue training?
I would say mostly just show up. Just show
Mhm.
up. Most important, show it be in anything. Like I always said, in anything, just show up, because like if you don't start, you can never fail. You can never know what's the results. Because like also on the sideways, I'm also a runner. I run a lot, like short distance, long distance, but just not ultra yet. But I will have my surroundings like a older woman who are in the moms. They say, "Oh, I'm never able to run 5 kilometers." I was like, "That's not true," because from where I stand, when I was younger in my 20s, you ask me to run 1 kilometers, I'll be like, "That's not possible." I would do this like out of breath right away. Even 400 meters, that's out of question. But then eventually I try to start running just to improve, to help myself for my taekwondo classes, because like if you're out of breath, out of gas, you're done on the sparring ground. So even in patterns, that's true too, because we need cardio to do patterns. And then I told them like, when I first started, I started from a 5K. It takes a lot of time, but eventually I was able to do it. And then some mommy mothers saw me, and they say that, oh, they asked me a question how I should do this. I was like, just start by bits, even just like for 500 meters, that's fine. Then do it again, and then eventually each week you add a little bit of blocks to increase either by time or distance. So and eventually they did their first 10 kilometers. I was like, I'm so happy for them. That's no small feat. Like I was so happy for them because I saw where they started and then where they are going through right now. So I was like, you achieved that. And they said, yeah, I was able to do it. So you see, you have to start somewhere. If you don't do it, you can never know what you are capable of. Even I have some other friends, and started taekwondo later with her husband, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm not able to do a black belt. It will take so many years." I was like, "That's fine. Just start somewhere." Everyone has their time lapses or period to achieve their black belt. It's not a race, because we want something that is meaningful for us. Doing a black belt, we are looking for something or achievement, just not for the rank, because everybody can be a black belt if they do it very fast with no techniques. That's fine too, but that the meaning lies beyond them. Or someone can buy their belt. That's sadly speaking. Or other someone will just like take their time, savor every steps, the difficulties, the achievement, the happiness, every emotion that they can live through with that trip till they get to their black belt. So eventually, that friend of mine, she took longer, and even before she placed her black belt, it took her 3 years before she wants to pass it. Even my instructor, I myself told her that you are ready for that. She's like, I'm not ready. I was like, you are ready. Just show up. You never know if you don't try. And then eventually she decided to show up, and she did it. And she's happy, and that's great. I was like, you see, you're able to do it. So just show up first. If you don't try, you never know.
Yeah, I think that what you put into it is what you're going to get out, right? Like you were saying.
Yes. Yes, just like
Yeah.
a piggy bank, I think you call that in English.
Mhm,
Yeah, you
mhm.
have every day you put something inside, and then eventually you got the outcome, the accumulation of what you are saving up. So that's the same results.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. That's good. Do you have women that you look up to that inspire you in your journey?
In my journey, yes, I there's outside of Taekwondo and inside of Taekwondo.
Mhm.
Inside of Taekwondo, I will say I have some woman instructor, which is one of my main instructor from USA, but she now moved to Canada, and she inspired a lot of other woman female practitioners. Her name is Margaret Vatnet. She's from the Connecticut as well. And also, I will have another instructor from Ottawa, Canada, and she's also a mother of two, and she have some injuries as well, and she recovered and she came back like a taekwondo mom, like the classic taekwondo mom, and she kicked ass, I would say, and they have both my respect, and she's Lisa Perry from Ottawa, and I admire them very a lot. And otherwise, I will have someone else from outside of Taekwondo, which is like from the running world. I would say is back in the days. I think you may heard of her. Is Catherine Swissler, the one who first ran the Boston Marathon back in the days where no women were allowed to run. Sadly speaking, but she went through a lot of barriers. She disguised herself, well, not disguised, but she wear baggy clothes to run in that race. And at some point, the race director discovered that she's a woman, and he wanted to literally drag her out of the race, but a lot of spectators support her back in the days. Like she did that for, and she's capable of running as long as the man does. So let her do it. Why not? And I was like so mesmerized by that story as well, and she made a difference in the running world. So
I love that. I've recently reread that story, and she's definitely an inspiration for sure.
yes.
Yeah, and those other women, they sound amazing. That's your
Mhm.
instructors.
Yes.
Great. How do you find that having female instructors or leaders in your school tends to encourage more women students to participate?
Absolutely a lot, because like I think the female practitioners or even customers or client, you call that, they will be more open to uh, inform their worries or insecurities to female, because they are in the same page what we feel or what men doesn't feel. They are more open to discuss with female leaders or instructors, so they can discuss it, and we are open to them to explain what we can help them to get through this difficulty or some stage that other can are at that we don't have, like the motherhood. But I don't have that yet. No, hope not yet, not yet, too fast. But some other injuries or physical delimitation that we can say you cannot do that. That's fine. We will adapt you to in some other ways, or even if you're scared to do this with men's, because it's fair that the men's will beat them in a pub. I was like, no, 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 no. We are not. Classes are not here to butcher people. No, no, no. We will. Everyone will control themselves. Self control is like one of our virtues in Taekwondo tenets. I mean, we control ourselves. So we will see. We adjust. It's just like to make a friendly environment to learning, and also security environment for everyone to learn. We are here to have fun, to have a social gathering also. So everyone is here to learn. Just like you learn something from me, and I will learn something from you. Not even just in Taekwondo, in lifestyle, how we behave and such. Even kids too, because we have kids like they're just like very. I think we call that English skittish, like scared or something like that, shy. They're just like, nah, I don't. I want to stay with the girls. I was like, that's fine, but eventually you will need to get along in the class with the boys, because in your elementary school you have boys in your class. You will have to do teamwork eventually. So that will that's a practice ground here. So
What would you say to other females just starting out or considering starting Taekwondo or any martial art, really?
I'll say make the first step. That's the most
Yeah.
important. But
Yeah.
also believe what you believe in yourself. Like you it will be very outward to say, oh, I want to do this, but it will be the same scenario as like stepping in a room full of stranger. You'll be like the I would say I don't know what's the expression in English, but the awkward thing in the room. That's fine. Just
Yeah.
do your thing, follow out, you see how you feel. Eventually, don't be shy. Ask questions. We are not here to eat people. And that's
Right.
how I say when I used to teach, I would say to the kiddos, we are not here to bite. We don't bite. We might not look threatening. Some because like we have some my older seniors, they're like men's and their fathers, and they look threatening. They don't smile a lot, but they look threatening. I was like, don't fear them. They don't bite. They will teach you. They will smile. Just they don't show it a lot, but you can ask anyone question. Even if you ask some juniors, like not your seniors, but even you ask someone younger, they can show you something that you don't know or in a different way of thinking. So everything is we adapt to. So
Absolutely. Yeah. I think you probably had a bigger step than most in that you didn't necessarily have the support of your parents, right? So yeah,
sadly,
yeah, you
not at all.
no,
It's a shame to say that, but
right,
that's not
right.
true.
But you had that fire, right? That you wanted to step in there and do it.
Yeah, because like at
That's
some
great.
point that became a passion because
Mm.
before learning self defense and then eventually that's something I wanted I was interested in martial arts. So I was like I got the passion as I show up like 4 times a week to see the progress and to see what to do what I love because actually eventually this became something what I love. So especially patterns because for
Yeah.
me I'm a pattern person, so I love that. It's a kind of meditation. That's like so that became you will do something that you are more interested in and you will love that. If I love pattern, then that's why how I focus my energy mostly in patterns. I love sparring too, but that's not my forte ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. That's good. And I can tell you because it's a part of you. I can see that when you're doing your pattern. You can see the love of it when you're doing it for sure. So
Thank you.
it's
Because like
great.
everyone we can see some personalities in the way that people do patterns. Like we can sense different things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add today? Anything we talked about or anything?
I would say have the courage to be disliked. It's not an easy. It's a weird thing to say because like if you believe something that is right, stand up for it, stand your ground. Because even if it goes against everyone, but stand true what you believe in, and eventually you see the results that come in and the sports that come from that. It's not an easy path. Eventually, it will get easier.
Right. Yes, that's beautiful. Well, thank you for taking the time with me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much again for your invitation with my broken English.
Oh no, it's beautiful. It's perfect. That's good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.